trail. Our reporter with the first look inside one of their hideouts. The wall of flames in the west, 24 homes destroyed by wildfires, hundreds more emptied, and the fire near a chemical leak forcing families to stay inside. Stock drop, the market suffering its worst day of the year. The big fear causing the Dow to plunge 350 points. What does this mean for your 401k? And narrow escape, a plane crashing into a home, bursting into flames, the quick-thinking family making it out alive.
From ABC News World Headquarters, this is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, I'm Amy Robach. David has the night off. Great to have you with us on this Monday night. And we begin with the breaking news in the case of those escaped convicts, the dramatic conclusion and the major developments at this hour. Richard Matt shot dead Friday. 48 hours later, David Sweat captured alive, shot by a state trooper just 1.5 miles from the Canadian border. And this new image tonight, the secret hideout one of the men used in those final days. In a moment, we take you inside. But first, the stunning revelations, Sweat speaking from his hospital bed, telling authorities about the convicts' final days on the run and their original getaway plan. It's not what you may think. ABC's Lindsay Janis leading us off tonight.
Ambulances rushing convicted cop killer David Sweat to the hospital. And tonight, word he's now talking to investigators, allegedly confessing he and Richard Matt planned to run away with former prison worker Joyce Mitchell.
They would kill Mitchell's husband and then get in the car and drive to Mexico on the theory that Mitchell was in love with one or both of them.
But when Mitchell didn't show up, the fugitives headed toward Canada. Seen on this surveillance camera in the woods just last week, Matt carrying a shotgun. But 5 days ago, the men separated.
Sweat felt that Matt was slowing him down, as a matter of fact.
Tonight, we go inside those woods to see for ourselves where Matt spent his final hours. Local resident John Shota leading us to this abandoned camper.
So this is the camper where Matt was hiding out?
Yeah.
Inside, peeling walls, filthy cushions, and a tiny kitchen with torn curtains. A tea kettle still on the stove.
You can see how somebody could hide out in here, though.
Yeah, very easily. It's dry and, would keep you from the elements, at least.
But on Friday, Matt attempted a carjacking, firing a shot. Police tracing it back here to the camper, descending with choppers, hounds, and SWAT teams. Matt was cornered, refused to surrender, and was killed. Sweat still on the run until yesterday, when State Police Sergeant Jay Cook spotted him, chased him, and shot him twice. Jeff Angus watching the aftermath.
He was just about at the tree line. If he would have gotten that tree line, they probably wouldn't have got him.
Sweat was unarmed. In his bag, tools, bug spray, maps, and Pop-Tarts. Today in town, hundreds of residents celebrating in the street. Their nightmare finally over. Amy, people here are calling Sergeant Cook a hero. Meanwhile, David Sweat remains in the hospital, his condition improving from critical to serious. Amy?
Lindsay Janis, thank you. And now to that wildfire in the west in Washington state, exploding in size. Homes destroyed, more than 1,800 acres burned, hundreds of families evacuated. And if you look closely, you can make out what's left of that house in flames. From above, entire neighborhoods destroyed. And the twist, embers from that fire picked up by the wind, setting off new explosions. ABC's Neil Karlinski.
Tonight, the city of Wenatchee, Washington is fighting fire on two fronts, in the hillsides and homes around town.
Probably 40, 50 foot wall of flame.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable.
And in the heart of downtown, where nearly half the city was forced to shelter in place for a time, as ammonia leaked from a series of industrial buildings that caught fire.
The worst of it continues to be these businesses downtown, and they're really throwing off thick, toxic fumes.
What started as a simple brush fire exploded Sunday under record heat and winds gusting to 50 miles per hour. Helicopters were rushed in to help, but there was little they could do.
It was what we'd classify as a firestorm.
At least 24 homes burned to the ground, all of them in the hills surrounding the city. 4 firefighters were slightly injured, but no homeowners were hurt.
You felt helpless. And then all these people have lost their homes.
At its height,
oh my God,
a series of fires burned in several areas around the city. Downtown, where flying embers ignited 2 fruit packing companies and a recycling business, Flames burned a number of propane tanks, setting off explosions. Tonight, residents, many of them with hose in hand, are standing ready.
I think the worst is over, but still have to be vigilant.
These hillsides are scorched, but mostly under control right now. The real concern, though, is the forecast. The entire area is under a red flag warning and the threat of more possible wildfires ahead. Amy?
And meteorologist Ginger Z is here with me now. And Ginger, record-breaking heat out west and red flag warnings.
And it's not going anywhere. The red flag warnings, some of them do get out of here tonight. Let's go straight to the maps, Amy. You can see those in parts of the Cascades or just east of them. That dry lightning, a big problem. But it's the heat, it's the low humidity, and that's what's pumping on up and not going anywhere this week. 10 to 20 degrees above average on Tuesday alone. Some of those numbers will soar back into the 100s, even if you dropped into the 90s. We're also watching the severe thunderstorms. Tornado watch in parts of Kentucky, West Virginia, and southern Ohio. Then you go back to Minnesota and Wisconsin, where tonight we've had several reports of hail. Damaging wind also possible in anywhere in pink.
All right, Ginger, thanks so much, and want to congratulate you on your breaking baby news.
Thank you.
And it is not good news, unfortunately, tonight for American 401ks. Wall Street in a free fall, the Dow plummeting 350 points. That's the worst drop all year, sparked by jitters overseas, Greece on the brink of bankruptcy. And these images from Athens, ATMs boarded up out of cash and long lines at banks. Residents told they must live on $67 a day. And now Puerto Rico, the economy there said to be in a death spiral. ABC's chief business correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here. And Rebecca, everyone wants to know what this means for Americans' 401ks.
Absolutely, Amy. And I've been speaking with my sources on Wall Street all throughout the day. They are preparing for more of this volatility ahead. There's actually an index on Wall Street that measures the level of fear in the market. And you can actually see it spiked today by the most all year. That means more volatility ahead, at least until we have some sort of resolution on Greece. But still, it is so important to keep this all in perspective. Our market is still near all-time highs, and even after today's declines, most of those retirement savings accounts, Amy, most of them are basically flat for the year. You have not lost in spite of today's losses.
That is a little glimmer of hope there. Rebecca, thank you so much. Now to the Supreme Court. After those history-making decisions on Obamacare and same-sex marriage, more big rulings on the last day of the term on the environment, dealing a blow to President Obama in a 5-4 decision ruling against an EPA regulation that would limit toxic emissions from power plants. Also 5-4, the court upholding the use of a controversial lethal injection drug involved in several botched executions. And a third 5-4 decision ruling Arizona voters have a right to use an independent commission to draw congressional district lines in an effort to keep politics out of the process. The court then voting to grant an emergency stay to keep 10 Texas abortion clinics open for now, despite a state law that would have closed them down. And now to the urgent new terror concerns overseas and right here at home. New images tonight of that massacre in Tunisia at a luxury hotel. The gunman there on the beach, an assault rifle in hand. This footage, the gunman sprinting away after opening fire. Authorities in Tunisia making a series of arrests tonight. Meanwhile, here at home, an urgent new call for vigilance as the July 4th holiday approaches. Here's ABC's senior justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, chilling new video of a gunman on the loose, killing tourists at a beach resort in Tunisia. Screams heard in the background.
There was people running around everywhere. People were frightened, really frightened.
That's an explosion from the killer's bomb. The audio caught on this extraordinary video, captured by a brave hotel worker desperate to save lives. He catches a glimpse of the shooter. Look again. That dark figure in the distance is the killer. There he is, walking, assault rifle over his shoulder, hunting for more victims. The terrified hotel worker, breathless. Still, he gives chase, yelling that the suspect may be out of bullets. He spots the killer again on the beach. He and a group of men chase the gunman eventually onto the street. Then a barrage of police gunfire, and the terrorist is dead. The shooter identified as a 24-year-old college student, as ISIS quickly claims credit. A new FBI Homeland Security bulletin warns of a heightened threat of attack by ISIL and its supporters as we approach Independence Day celebrations. How serious is the threat? Listen to a recent blunt message from the FBI director.
ISIL has spent about a year investing in trying to reach troubled minds in the United States through social media, to either recruit them to come to their so-called caliphate to fight or to kill where they stand.
In recent weeks, the FBI has been ramping up arrests of suspected ISIS radicals. Amy, today, a New Jersey man was charged with supporting ISIS, one of 5 associates in the New York area arrested in the last 2 weeks alone.
Pierre, thank you. And now to that terrifying moment in the skies over Florida, that SpaceX rocket exploding 2 minutes and 19 seconds after liftoff. That rocket unmanned but carrying critical supplies, food, a spacesuit, the third such disaster in 8 months. And tonight it's raising a new question. Could the astronauts on board the International Space Station be forced to evacuate? Here's ABC's David Curley.
Tonight, still no definitive cause for the explosion of Elon Musk's Falcon 9 rocket.
We appear to have had a launch vehicle failure.
That precious cargo falling into the Atlantic, the third failure in a row.
How much of a setback is this?
I think this is a fairly big setback. We had been counting on this new rocket for a lot of things, not just space station, but other science launches.
Musk's company, SpaceX, says the main rocket was working fine. Watch, you can see the explosion actually start higher in what is called the second stage. Astronaut Scott Kelly and the space station watched all that cargo blow up, and so did students with science experiments on board. In fact, this was the second failure for these South Carolina students. Their first effort blew up in October in Virginia, and now the Falcon failure.
I didn't really believe it. I was like, what are the odds of it happening twice?
I know.
NASA says the space station is not in jeopardy tonight, but the pressure is on for a launch Thursday, the 4th trying to carry supplies to space. Unless the station is resupplied this summer, NASA may have to consider the first ever evacuation. David Curley, ABC News, Washington.
Our thanks to David for that. And to North Carolina now, and the surge of shark attacks, a new one over the weekend, the 6th in less than a month. Here's the map, the latest victim, an 18-year-old man in the Outer Banks. And tonight, a new theory emerging about why this might be happening. ABC's Steve Osunsami now.
Caller stating someone's been bitten by a shark.
Tonight, an 18-year-old is recovering from a life-threatening bite to his leg and hands.
Check this man right here. Oh my goodness.
And this 47-year-old is recovering from bites to his leg and lower back. Both had to be airlifted to hospitals over the weekend. It's now happened 6 times this month. A shark swimming in shallow waters off the shores of North Carolina has confused a person for food. Families here are now starting to point fingers at fishermen along the nearby piers, saying that the fishing is attracting the sharks.
Should we be doing this?
What you're seeing here isn't encouraged at all. A fishing family reeling in a shark near other families on the beach and then letting it go. The fishermen on the pier say don't blame them. They've been here year after year and only use shrimp and artificial lures.
People fishing on the pier is not going to make any difference at all.
They point to restrictions on commercial shark fishing, allowing shark populations to grow. The scientists believe there are simply more people at the beach and the shark was here first. They're telling families to avoid swimming near the piers and to get out of the water if they see schools of fish, which are magnets for sharks. Amy?
Important advice, Steve. Thank you. Well, tonight, breaking news on Donald Trump, famous for that catchphrase, "You're fired." Well, tonight, the tables have turned and Trump essentially fired by NBC over his controversial comments on immigration, cutting ties with Trump's beauty pageants. And now the famously outspoken Trump is firing back. ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Donald Trump isn't used to being on the receiving end of these 2 little words.
You're fired.
But that's exactly what happened today. NBC announcing it will no longer air Trump's Miss USA pageant because of what they call his recent derogatory statements regarding immigrants. Their decision comes nearly 2 weeks after Trump made offensive remarks about Mexican immigrants during his presidential announcement.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Last week, Univision, ABC's partner in the channel Fusion, announced it would no longer broadcast the Miss USA pageant. And today, at a campaign event in Chicago, Trump learned NBC had also cut him loose.
They wanted me to do The Apprentice, and now with my statements on immigration, which happen to be correct, they are